But there is a lot of conspiracy theories out there.
There are.
The Epstein thing, you dealt with Maria, you said, as far as you know, he killed himself.
I'm telling you, he killed himself.
No,
What's the
I'm
offer?
a smoke signal kind of guy.
What's the supply? Yeah. What's the supply chain issue? I mean, what is Tim Cook supposed to do?
Right. Well, we'll see how it works out. But the bottom line is that what we're trying to do is onshore as much as we can in the U.S. and make it so that the U.S. is not hyper dependent on imports from China.
Right.
And so I think that one of the things we're seeing is that people are moving way faster than you might expect. If you look at the 20% equipment investment in the first quarter before the tariffs even came in, with supply chains moving fast and just-in-time inventory management and AI, I think you're going to be astonished at how quickly stuff moves onshore.
But Kevin,
and that's what we're shooting for. And in the interim, then we'll see how it works out. But they need to move their stuff onshore as much as possible to make it so that the U.S. economy is secure and not prone to Chinese extortion.
Enthusiasts are gathering in Vegas for Bitcoin 2025. Our Mackenzie Sagalis is there with the key issues at the conference this morning. What's going on?
So, Andrew, 1 year after Donald Trump helped bring crypto into the GOP mainstream with a surprise keynote at this very conference, his vice president is picking up the mantle. J.D. Vance headlines the main stage with a message casting crypto as central to the Trump administration's economic agenda. A source familiar with his speech tells NBC News that he'll contrast Trump's pro-crypto stance with what he'll call Biden-era over-regulation, pledging to cut red tape and expand everyday access to digital assets.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wallstreet. I was actually doing a little workout and I just came back from the gym. I ran 2 miles to the gym and 2 miles back. Well, it's hot here, so 1 mile, and I'm walking the other mile because I'm just enjoying the quiet time, right? And don't want to speed it up, so I decided to walk the last mile and just enjoy nature. It's beautiful out here in Tampa, Florida. It's nice and hot, 100 degrees already. So I don't know where you're listening or what side of the country you're at, but it's hot down here. Really, really hot. I don't know, I'm not much of a golfer, and no offense to the golfer community. If you golf, good on you. I just don't have the patience for it, or maybe that's the lie I tell myself. But all I see with golfers is they're drinking beer and socializing. And it's funny because the guys that go to the country club are very health conscious. They're in the gym. They're going to the weight room in the gym, man and female. And I just think it's funny. They're going to country club literally to drink beer and act like they're doing something. And then they come in to the country club bar, smash a burger and 5 beers and talk about how cool a shot was that has nothing to do with them. It's not like they're going to go to PGA Tour or anything. I don't know. They say it's work-life balance, but if you hear the conversations, man, they're cussing about how frustrated their swing is and laughing at each other, and it got me thinking, you really are associating yourself with people that are negative, like the crab mindset, right? We talked about the crabs, where grandpa takes his grandson, and the little boy asks his grandpappy, "Hey, grandpa, why don't you have a lid on your bucket?" And that's because crabs, when a bucket is full, they pull each other down. So you never need a bucket. You don't need a lid on your bucket. And you see it at the bar. You see it in the kids' locker room. You see it in church. You see it in your HOA community. It's terrible. Get the crabs out of your life, guys. And you know what? I really believe as you grow closer with Christ, He'll do that for you. He'll do that for you. And I know one easy way to get the crabs out of your life is just stop drinking. I'm serious. Start a business and start drinking. See how many friends you have left. They'll say, oh, you can't do it. You're an idiot. You need a salary. Can't build anything. You have a family. All this nonsense. All this nonsense. Follow your passions. And if someone does it better than you, study them and ask to be a mentor, and then start your own gig. That's how you make millions of dollars, guys. It's not that hard. That's what I did. I followed people in my industry that I really thought were great, took the good from the good. Unfortunately, the people in my industry weren't ethical people. They didn't show up as a husband or a leader in their home or a godly man. But damn, were they great businessmen. And so if we can pick up the good from the good people and make it our own and still honor the cross, I think we're onto something. Like, you cannot lose. Like, if you give everything that you have, no half-assing. I don't care if you're 16 years old and you're a bagger. That was my second job. My first one was this. Landscape cat. Cut grass for a company out of Apex, North Carolina. It's still in existence. Bland Landscaping. Shout out to you guys. I was a miner there when I was working there. But I was cutting grass in the heat, man. And it just taught me to be the best grass mower, the best in everything. So it doesn't matter, guys. Like, I don't care if you're retired or if you're just starting out in life. It's good to follow someone's lead, learn from them, and then make it your own. Make it about how you can use your knowledge, use your experience, and point it towards a cross and be profitable. Like, God wants you to be profitable. He wants you to keep him first. That doesn't mean you have to be poor. That doesn't mean you have to be a wussy. That doesn't mean you have to be a pacifist. The Christians that say, oh, you need to be humble. Well, what the heck does humble mean? Actually, what the hell does humble mean to you? Does that mean driving a minivan and not wearing a watch and acting like you're poor? No, that means you're inauthentic. Because God wants you to enjoy your fruits. I'm not preaching no prosperity garbage here. I don't believe that crap either. But we as Christians, man, like, we are so blessed to have unlimited access to knowledge, all knowing, all omnipotent. God is he knows everything. All we have to do is ask him. Go in the woods, like, legit. Go in the woods and sit down. Just sit down in Mother Nature and say, God, I want to take 45 minutes and I want to just say thank you. Thank you for this earth. Thank you for my life. What do you want me to know? What do you want me to know, guy? Why was I born? What could I do to serve you? And just let the Holy Spirit marinate. That's all you literally have to do. I promise you, if you do it, it will change your life. Get a journal, ask those 3 questions, go in the woods, don't get bit by a rattlesnake. Really, that's all we got to do, man. Like, I honestly believe we are chasing the wrong things. We are chasing the money in our bank. We're chasing to look good. We're chasing the best makeup, following the celebrities that look the cutest so we can mimic them. We're chasing the wrong labels. When God is just like, right here. Yo, child, I got you. I'm right here. Just ask me. I know everything. There's nothing that I don't know. It may not be the coolest thing. I get it. Definitely not the popular thing. But it's also about your aim. You know, my wife loves handbags like every woman. And she follows this leather leather maker from Italy. I don't know his name. Shout out to him. But he gets like these $10,000 bags and like rips them up with his Birkin bags. And in Italy, in his accent and everything, he says, "This is scrap. This leather scrap." And I'm like, oh, $10,000 bag. He literally ran a scissor through it just to look at the leather and the mark and the workmanship on the leather. Then he goes to his local leather market and he says, the quality of this leather is much better than this handbag. So you tell me, what bag is better? And if you pick the $10,000 bag, then the only thing you're buying is ego. The only thing you're buying is brand. And it goes to show you that that's what you want. You want the attention that it brings. And that's why a relationship with God is not important in society's world. Because it doesn't bring attention. It doesn't bring quality in the eyes of the world. But we don't care about that, man. All we care about is having our name written in the book of life. So that is my prayer for you. That's why this podcast will always exist. As long as I got air in my lungs, as long as I'm doing what I'm doing. It's a grind. Let me tell you guys, it is a grind to run a financial firm, to take care of all you guys, to be a father, a worship leader, to have sons in travel hockey, and to be a dad to my girls. It's a grind, but I am committed to do the best in everything that I do. And so I honestly believe if your advisor, your retirement planner, whoever he or she is, they're not doing the best for you, then give us a call. Let me give you a second opinion, because I truly care about your financial well-being. God has called us to be stewards of our money. I may love trading. Heck, I've even traded J-Proof, and Stu's probably getting mad at me. That's all good. But I love this stuff, and more than ever, with all the head fakes that we're in right now, the stock market's going back up after we know it's going to come down. I've already said this many, many times. When a stock market goes down, it has these rallies, and people get in, and they FOMO out. They FOMO in, and they FOMO out. The volatility index is back to 19 today, on Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day. It's coming, guys. It's definitely coming. And if you're watching this show, you already know who you are. You made great preparations. And you already know how to capitalize on the next market crash. You already know. There's just too much stuff going on. Too much stuff going on. So, anyways, I'm just doing my walk and talks. So today we're going to talk about, when I get in the studio, probably shower up and clean up a little bit. Probably get in the studio. We're going to talk about the charts, man, and really get a market update. It's been kind of dead. We're in this like up-down consolidation zone. But there's some big trades coming. I'm going to be letting you guys know about it. There's some big trades on XBXL, on coffee, OJ. What else am I looking at? Getting ready for SQQQ. It's even cheaper. Yeah. A lot of amazing things are forming. If you're in the know. If you're in the know. And I just don't know what your current relationship is. Because what I do, the big box, the big banks, they don't like. I know I haven't really talked about this, but there are private equity firms looking at my firm. And I'm talking millions, guys, millions. Like, nobody would laugh at. For a Puerto Rican kid, that came from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, it would be a dream. And I turned it down. Want me to change my message. They wanted to want me to be more friendly. More friendly. Now, you guys know what time it is. My integrity is never for sale. I think you know that. And I get the hate. I mean, I live in a great community. Why is this Spanish kid living here? He's only 40 years old. Predominantly white neighborhood. And we get a lot of grief just on driveways, on projects. I'm used to it, man. That's why I play with a chip on my shoulder. I love it. I love it. But here I am. We are called for greatness, guys. We are called to be the head and not the tail. If you love Jesus, you are guaranteed to be in the book of life if you proclaim, confess his name as Jesus is Lord. It's not the houses, it's not the cars. It's none of that, man. It's not making money in the stock market, which I'm good at, by the way. We can make millions. You can probably make $1 million just listening to me and making some crazy trades like what I do. Again, I'm not giving investment advice on this podcast. Everything here is for information and education purposes only, as you know. I just enjoy what I do, have fun, and I want to have fun in retirement, being your advisor. If that's what you want, give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at cortezwm.com. You can also download a free guide at americafirstretirementplan.com. And we love to talk with you or Zoom with you. More importantly, you can follow us on Scriptures in Wallstreet on Rumble. So please follow us at Scriptures in Wallstreet on Rumble, so you can stay in the know. Stay in the know that what we're doing, when we're doing, and what to look for. And I'll see you in the studio here shortly. So you want to lose weight, you've been on the peptide journey, but you haven't tried the best one out there. And these are natural-based peptides that actually work. Imagine being able to lose weight, control what you eat, portion control, hit your protein goals, and it really isn't that hard. You no longer have to worry about expensive monthly shots that you have to take, that you don't even know what's doing to your body. This is my before and after, and you can see how effective this is. Try it out for 30 days. You can cancel anytime. There's no gimmicks, made here in America, and completely safe. No side effects. All you got to do is click the link below, and let's get in shape. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm in the studio here. Sorry for a little break there. Wanted to finish up this show. It is Thursday, and when I was walking, it was, I believe, Tuesday. So it took a few days. I like to do that because the markets change so fast, and I want to look at the VIX. I want to look at Qs. I want to look at SQQ, gold, silver, you name it, SPXL, XPXS. Want to look at, obviously, the indices and see what's going on for the rest of the week. Before I actually get into that, I was, as you guys know, Nathaniel's will be going to hockey academy. He got accepted in. It's about an hour drive, so I'm going to have to figure a way out to finish podcasting as well as create a schedule that I have to be rigorous about. So if you give me a call and I'm not available, you know why, because I'm in the drive to and from. Maybe I hire a private driver, maybe, I don't know. You figure it out for your kids is basically what I'm getting at. And shout out to Ray, for those of you that have been praying for her neurological development disorder. She actually graduated yesterday, so I was busy with that. Here's some pictures of me and Ray and my wife, and she is off to middle school. So pretty interesting. A lot of stuff happening here in the Cortez home. My daughter's birthday was yesterday as well. She's not now 10 years old, believe it or not. And Rachel graduates, Natalia's birthday, Nathaniel going to another school, and I still got Jacob. And Jacob has a tryout, or I'm sorry, Jacob made the team that my son's organization. They didn't pick him up, so it's kind of interesting. Nathaniel was actually very supportive of Jacob playing for TBAC, and yeah, so just a lot of stuff going on as a dad in the home front. Still got the driveway getting worked on, and they're making a ruckus of a noise in our neighborhood, and neighbors are starting to complain, and it's all legal. What are you gonna do? It's all legal. Took us a year and a half to get the plans approved, HOA, the Karens of the world, lawyers, engineers, you name it. But here we are. Here we are. So I've been really distracted this week with family home fronts, but I wanted to get something out to you. For those of you that like a J-proof, maybe you're into crypto, maybe you're not. I also absolutely do not recommend putting all your retirement into something like this. This is a risky asset. You could lose everything. It is crypto. I do not recommend crypto if you haven't have your retirement set up. This is for money that you can afford to lose. Like, you probably will lose money. Treat it like that, because it is that dangerous. Now there are certain elements that are in your favor, being it single owners by 90% owned by single actual entities, which is good in this case, because you know that there's not going to be a rug pull. Shouldn't be a rug pull. I can't say the word guaranteed, obviously, but it's crypto. Crypto is red money. It does have a huge upside. It's been stagnant for a while, and that is on a 4-hour. It has bullish power. On a daily, doesn't look too good. It looks like it might come down a little more on a daily and a 4-hour as well. The 4-hour is getting a little stronger and turning over, so pretty interesting there. If you look at a 30-minute, it is bullish. 1 hour, bullish, and on our 4-hour, it is basically neutral. So pretty amazing. But let's talk about real money here. Want to talk about an update on the Qs. So here we are. We got the QQQs, right? What's interesting is I have all these green traffic lights. We did get on a 4-hour. I'm looking at the 4-hour here. We did get 3 traffic lights that were green, but now it's turning red. We have a golden cross. It did breach over the 200-day moving average. This is more of a long-term trade, guys. I'm talking not a day trade, but obviously more of a swing trade. Volatility index has increased to 19.3. We'll take a look at that. But the NASDAQ now is in a way where it simply has a drop. And we had that drop last week, as you see there. And then it's coming back up, and people are FOMOing in. FOMOing. Mind you, we still have problems. We still got problems with the GDP coming out this in the end of summer. We got problems with mortgages, real estate. Oh man, you should see just in my area, like the homes for sale is insane. Particularly the condos. They want $700-800 a month for HOA in a $200,000 or $300,000 condo. Like, the HOA fees have surpassed the daggone mortgage. It is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And then you sprinkle in the cost of living. I don't drink, but I hear a cocktail now is like $32. That's freaking nuts, man. Wow. So we have a golden cross on the NASDAQ. Be careful here, guys, because I do see a bearish neutral. A bearish pattern is what my software indicator is projecting. Could be wrong. So it could be neutral, it could be bearish, but it's definitely not positive. So it could stay flat, or it could just come crashing down. This is the NASDAQ. And that's your update on 529. We're going to keep it abreast. Now, let's look at the SQQ, shorting the NASDAQ, because I kind of like this one. Now, what's interesting is this is also saying that it's going down, which means NASDAQ might be going up.
but it also could stay neutral. So I always like to check the inverse charts just to make sure that the software is legit and working, and typically it is. So SPXL. Actually, let me go back to XPXS. So this is going to be for those of you that like to make money off a market crash. Again, I got the same bearish neutral, still kind of a bearish pattern. Now, this means the stock market's going up. This is the inverse, guys. This is what you buy when the stock market crashes. Like this will skyrocket when the stock market crashes. So keep your eye on it this summer. I don't think it's a good time to buy it right now. I think it will go lower, meaning the market will continue to rise. We might see $4 on this bad boy very, very soon. And that's when I'm going to be looking at call options at 750. Dude, that's going to be amazing trade. So, hey, let's just pray the stock market goes up for the next few months. It could. We'll continue to look at it. All I'm going to do is come back over here at SPXS, and I'm going to buy me some call options, baby, at $5, $8, $7. I don't know. It's going to be a nasty, nasty correction. And that's how you make hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's how you turn 10 grand into $250,000. So this is going to be so fun, man, to see this. And all the bro investors are going to be like, oh my God, did you see the NASDAQ? Did you see the NASDAQ? I got my Amazon stock and, I bought my NVIDIA and Google and it was awesome. Yep, it was awesome, all right, when it freaking crashed, you moron. And that's when we bought it. We bought it when you're feeling high on the hog and you're invincible. And yeah. So, yeah, let's just keep an eye on that one, baby. We'll put that on a watch list. Now, Vixie, the baby girl. Yeah, she's doing good things, man. She's doing good things. I love Vixie. Vixie is a great, great play. Look, if you do not know what to do, you could just basically buy Vixie and you'll be okay. Because one thing that's certain, I can't say the word guaranteed. And let me say my disclosure here. Everything on this podcast is meant for education and information purposes only. This is not investment advice. So please don't call my office and say, Carlos, you told me to buy TMF. You told me to buy Vixie. You told me to buy QQQ and I lost money. No, I did it, Sherlock. No, I did it. Invest in your own risk. These are leverage ETFs. They have risk. These aren't guaranteed products. We'll talk about guaranteed products, and I love those too. But this is actually education information purposes only. If you want to make the trade, that's on you, baby doll. That's on you. You take the risk. You take the responsibility. Anyways, with Vixie, I like Vixie because anytime there's any type of chaotic stuff going on, World War III, COVID, 9/11, interest rates, tariffs, anything, market goes down, Vixie goes up. So what it's actually been doing, it's been a bearish neutral for a little bit. And that's because the market's been going up, turning around. However, I got 2 out of 3 green lights and my midterm momentum is still red. So you be the judge. Is Vixie going to go up or down? And if you want to look at the historicals on this bad boy, look how stagnant it's been for months, if not years. Yeah, for a whole year. So as peak back in, as recent peak, it's been higher than this. It's been over, let me move my little stuff here. It's been over 103, and right now we're at 55. So we got a death cross back in May, earlier May, and it's been going down. Market's been going up. But if we pan over, let me scrunch this up back in the 20s. I mean, look how high this sucker went. Over 215. That was obviously post-COVID. During COVID, yeah, you see the ruckus over here. We hit over 400. Like, it was just insanity, guys. Look at this thing. Over 1,000. Over that. I can't even go that high. Like, I don't know if my chart will even go that high. So this thing actually is just nuts. Just nuts. So, yeah, it is trading at $55. And to have that working for you, despite what the market does, right? Despite the chaos, despite of you missing out on the next NVIDIA, the next Amazon, you literally could buy the VIXI and have the ability to make money when the market crashes. That's what VIXI is. Now, you can't buy the volatility index straight up. You can buy the ETF that tracks it. So having that in your quiver is probably going to be a good thing for you. So what we need to understand is that we have the ability to make money on a market cycle. Now, what if, Carlos, the NASDAQ continues to go higher? Well, we're going to look at TQQQ. TQQ is one of my faves. You could trade this bad boy, day trade it, single trade it. I love this thing. It is twice the NASDAQ. And I'm a big fan of the NASDAQ. I think overall the NASDAQ will continue to rise. Historically speaking, it's been over 18% a year, the NASDAQ. This over 32% because it's double the NASDAQ. Again, I'm not saying that this is going to guarantee. I'm not saying this is investment advice. All I'm saying is that the NASDAQ is averaging 18%, and this is going to be double. TQQQ is a leverage side of the NASDAQ. Now, the bad news is that when the NASDAQ goes down 20%, this is going to go down 40%. But historically speaking, over the past 45 years, legit has been over 16.8, closer to 18%. And you can get a compound calculator. Like you could, for our younger guys, let me show this to you real quick. For our younger crew that are listening, maybe you're 20, maybe you're 30, maybe you're just starting, maybe you're 40 and you haven't started anything. Like you legit could buy this compound calculator or this ETF and dollar cost average into it. And what does that look like? Well, the NASDAQ, you can look it up. So the NASDAQ historically, let's see here. Historically has done about 16.8%. You can look it up. I mean, there's so many ways you can look it up. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to get out of here. And we are going to go to a compound calculator. I like the SEC one, the government one by investor.gov. And we're going to go over here. Simple as that. Now, let's just say you're just starting out and you only had $10,000. Maybe you're 40 years old and maybe you only put $1,000 in a month and you want to retire at 60. So 20 years. Interest rate, we know that the NASDAQ is going to be roughly 16.8, but for TQQ, let's just say it's 31 to be conservative because 1% operating expense, right, on the actual ETF. A variance range, let's just say it's 25. What do you think that's going to be? You start out with 10 grand for 20 years, $1,000 a month into TQQQ, saving it. What do you think it's going to be? You guessed it, $10 million in 20 years. It's not that hard, guys. Literally just save $1,000 a month. Maybe you don't have $1,000. Maybe you only have $500 a month. You probably can squeeze up $500 a month for 20 years if you're 40 years old. Guys, that's $6.4 million. You take that $6.4 million, you just take 5% out. You're making $350,000 roughly for the rest of your life. And your money's still growing. Like, it's that simple. But they don't teach this in school. They don't teach this because the prison system, the public prison system, is basically meant for inmates. It's meant for you own nothing, right? You own nothing and you'll be happy doing it. No, guys, empower yourself. Get to know these charts. Get to know that you could save every single month into this and create not just wealth, but I'm talking about generational passing wealth. You teach your kids this when they're 5, 10 years old. You could actually do this for your child. Let's just say you only had $1,000 and you wanted to put $100 a month and you did it for 40 years. Same in TQQ. If you wanted to do that, check this out. $239 million freaking dollars by the time they are 40 years old. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. This is not even like this is not even, it's not even close. Like, people don't understand the power behind this. And because you watch scriptures in Wall Street, this is the knowledge I bring to you guys. This is very simple stuff. I don't get paid. I don't get paid to do this for you. Like, I'm literally giving you free information. That's my heart. I want you to prosper. I want you to be an impact. You take this money, if you can do this for 40 years and you save $250 million, literally, be an impact to somebody. Spread this strategy on to generations to come. The stock market is not going anywhere, guys. There's always going to be buyers and sellers. There's always going to be buyers and sellers no matter what you're doing. But this is how you build wealth. And it's even better. It's even better if we get a market crash. You still dollar cost average into it. TQQQ. Maybe you said, you know what? I don't like TQQQ. I don't like the leverage. All right. Well, we could do SP. Well, you could just do QQQs and maybe it's 20 years, right? Maybe you only have 15 years. And the interest rate is 16.8. And maybe you only have $10,000. And maybe you can only afford $150 a month. All right. Now, it's not going to be as nice, but that's still close to $250,000 that you can have in 15 years just by dollar cost saving into this. Starting with $10,000, $150 a month. Most of you, if you're like 50 years old, you do roughly have about $350,000. The average is what I'm seeing for a 50-year-old. And maybe you have a 401k and you're saving $500 a month and you have 10 years left to retire and you got to get it right. And let's see here. And you're willing to play in red money. Let's see what that looks like. You still will have $1.7 million. You could legit retire with 80 grand a year, just pulling out 6-7% a year on this amount of money and never even touch your principal, plus Social Security, plus pension or whatever else investments you have. Pretty amazing stuff, man. All you got to do is just give us a call. We want to help you. We want to create strategies for you that you can be successful. But more importantly, I have a plan with greenmoneysolutions.com. With Green Money, we could guarantee your principal. So if you had $500,000 out of the banking system, you put no money in monthly on a monthly basis, and you wanted to grow it for another, let's just say 11 years, maybe you're 49 years old, and we can get a 16.8, which I can, and we calculate it. Guys, $500,000, $2.7 million in 11 years. For those of you that want to guarantee your principal and grow it with the NASDAQ, we now have products in place that charge no fees, no risk. You have the ability to protect your principal today, and it depends on which state you're in. Gracias a Dios that now we have North Carolina, my home state. So there's so many things that we could talk about, but you just have to give us a call. Go to CortezWM.com, book an appointment with us. Let's just have a simple conversation. We can look at the charts. We can look at your situation. You're only going to deal with red money banks if you stay where you're at typically. We want to work with yellow money, green money, and a little bit of red money. Red money is unlimited losses, unlimited gains. This is what your typical advisor will always recommend. So be very, very diligent on what you want to do, and we want to help you. So maybe it's a social security issue, maybe it's a taxation issue, maybe it's an estate issue, maybe it's an income issue, maybe it's a risk issue. We don't know what it is till we have a conversation, and I can point you in the right direction. You guys know I'm really good at what I do. Been doing this for 20 years now, and there's nothing that I haven't seen. I've actually had to get rid of licenses to start a podcast because the communistic federal and state government does not want me to basically share my political opinion. Yeah. So all good. I'm here not to be sold out or bought out. I'm here to tell you the truth. God takes care of the rest. It's that simple. Anyways, guys, I got to take my son to hockey. I wanted to talk, but hey, definitely go on my Rumble channel. Please go on my Rumble channel right now. Scriptures in Wall Street. I'm going to be talking about some really cool stuff. And you never know. You could make $100,000 off some of my trades that I'm going to be talking about, because that is my aim. I like six-figure trades with a little bit of money down. And if that's you, and if you want to follow me, then go to Scriptures in Wall Street. I'm going to be going ham this summer. There's so much opportunity. I don't understand how you can't make $250,000 just trading and swing trading just on simple call options. If you would follow my show, do it. Because pretty soon I'm going to be charging for Inner Circle group, and I'll be releasing all the details on that. But you want to get your information on the stuff that I'm talking about, because I live and breathe this stuff. Like, I love this stuff. And that's the other issue. Most advisors, they don't even trade. They only get paid to peddle products, to push products. So I'm able to give you guys time. I'm able to podcast, talk about information, what I'm seeing, the truth, sponsor some really cool people. Like Stu Peters and Mike Lindell and some other awesome people out there. Paul, yeah, and Milestone Report. Anyways, God bless you guys. I will see you soon, and definitely pay attention to this weekend show. We're going to have a great time. Have a great one. Bye. Don't buy an annuity unless you know how to double your money within 4 to 6 years. I'm talking about no fees, principal protection. The market goes down, you lose nothing. You get an annual statement because your money's not invested in the stock market. It's only credited by the index. And what is the number one index that I can find? That's going to be the NASDAQ. That's going to be AI. That's going to be technology. That's going to be healthcare technology. What are you doing not investing in that? You want to be able to have access to a principal protected account with no fees that has complete growth. If we look at the actual index, if you look at the NASDAQ, in 08, NASDAQ was down 41%. We made 53% the following year, a 19, a 2%, a 16%. In 01 and the dot-com bombs, we made 49, a 10, a 1. And so right now the NASDAQ is down. It's a great time to get in. When Trump got in 2016 to 2020, the NASDAQ yielded over 100%. You can now effectively get into the NASDAQ without risking your principal, have principal protection, have no annual fees, and get your gains locked in. This is not found in your mainstream broker. This is not found on Wall Street. As a former stockbroker, I wish I had access to this to my clients. Give us a call. We want to help you, and we can work with all 50 states. God bless.